May 2 extension for state of public emergency. Prime Minister satisfied with social intervention activities in Denham Town Zoso and welcomes new acting Chief Justice. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Simone Wolf.
We are being efficient with public resources, whether or not they're Jamaica's public resources or European public resources, that we are going to be efficient and effective in implementing the programs and getting the results.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness committing his government to efficiently spending funds received from Jamaica's largest grant funder, the European Union. Mr. Holness gave the assurance on Friday as he toured the Denham Town Zone of Special Operations with the Director General for International Cooperation and Development at the European Commission, Stefano Manservisi. The Prime Minister used the occasion to reiterate government's objective of replicating the zone of special operations across the island in the quest for human development.
Inch by inch, minute by minute, Jamaica is coming to grips with its social issues, with its crime problem, and with the support that you are giving us, I'm certain that we will overcome.
The European Union Director General was on a fact-finding visit to the island. Before the tour of the Denham Town Zone of Special Operations, Mr. Holness hosted Mr. Manservisi at the office of the Prime Minister. On Thursday, the Prime Minister welcomed the new acting Chief Justice Brian Sykes. Mr. Holness lauded Justice Sykes for his legal clarity, discipline and efficiency. The Prime Minister also reiterated his government's commitment to strengthening the rule of law and the assurance of timely justice outcomes. In Parliament Tuesday, Mr. Holness sought and received an extension on the state of public emergency declared in St. James. The 90-day extension will now see the security forces' extraordinary powers lasting until May 2. The Prime Minister says the extension is necessary to continue the gains that have been made in the parish. Under the Emergency Powers Continuance Resolution, the security forces will continue to have the power to detain, search, seize, and control public gatherings and the movement of people.
These additional powers allow the security forces, through a suite of operations, to bring the high levels of violence and murders under control, and also to prevent the movement of weapons.
While in Parliament, Prime Minister Holness also announced that the state would be providing identification cards for St. James detainees who are in need of one. Persons will have the opportunity to obtain their TRN, NIS, voter's ID and passport free of cost. Mr. Holness says this will allow the state to properly identify individuals and engage them in upskilling programs.
Those that we have in detention, let us not just use detention as a means of punishment. Let us also try to rehabilitate.
The Prime Minister also sought to assure the diaspora, regional and international partners that the country is not in a state of chaos. Instead, he says the security operation is a positive step towards supporting law and order.
We have taken a deliberate, strategic, instrumental, well-planned action to ensure that law and order and the rule of law is preserved.
The Prime Minister also assured members of the St. James chapter of the Lay Magistrates Association that business operations would not be derailed by the state of public emergency.
I want to use this platform to say that St. James is very much open for business. The Jamaican government, for the first time, has taken a deliberate, instrumental, well-thought-out action to address this crime problem that we have been experiencing for decades, to really place the safety of the public above all else.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for the top news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.